Get a move on, Burns.
Hey, Doreen, I don't think it'd be a good idea to make a big fuss about Lizzie leaving. You saw what she was like last night. It'd only take one little thing to go wrong on the outside, and she'd be knocking off every shop in town trying to get back in here.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
No.
Come on, Burns. I've already told you to get a move on.
I've been waiting for B, Miss Conway.
Get going. And Smith, I want to talk to you.
You heard her. Get going.
Ugh, what's the smell? The drains must have backed up.
What's wrong with B?
What do you mean?
Oh, well, she's ignoring all her friends, sucking up to the screw. Seems bloody funny to me.
Oh, go on, you're imagining things. Been in a bit of a bad mood lately, but she's just a bit depressed, that's all. Happens to all of us.
What are you getting all dolled up for? Got a heavy day?
Yeah, Mrs. M.
Well, he must be worth quite a few bob, your brother. Full-page spreads in the newspapers, adverts on TV. How many stores does he own now?
5.
Oh, now, amazing how far a little bribery and corruption will go, isn't it?
There was no such thing.
Oh, yeah, I know. He conned you just like he did a dozen others.
Look, I didn't come here to talk about my brother.
All right, I'm listening.
I prefer that my last visit to Wentworth didn't become general knowledge.
I told you, I won't say a word. Besides, I might need a little favour from you one day, right?
I won't be blackmailed.
Who said anything about blackmail? Look, I'm breaking the habit of a lifetime even speaking to you like this. You're a screw, and I'm a con, and never the twain shall meet. You won't trust me, but I don't expect you to. But just treat me like a human being, eh?
I suppose I have to trust you.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence.
That Doreen,
What about her?
well, her coming back isn't going to cause trouble, is it?
No, I've sent her that. I've already spoken to her.
She should be in the pound.
Oh, Doreen's all right. She just never thinks before she does anything. Look, she's a bit mixed up about a guy she met on the run. So just give her a break, eh?
It's not up to me.
Right, now you should take this to Social Security and they'll revalidate your pension book. Now, do you want me to arrange Meals on Wheels?
What? No way. I'm not an invalid. I can look after myself.
All right. Oh, there's an elderly citizens club in Oak Street. Now, that's that street right at the back of Sid's place.
Yeah, I know it.
Well, the membership is free and everyone is welcome.
I'll think about it.
Lizzie, you have got to make social contacts. You don't know many people on the outside.
I don't know any. All my mates are in here.
Well, that's precisely why you have to get out and make new friends. Seems to me we've had this talk before when you were released. We don't want the same thing happening, do we?
Will you ask Mrs. Davidson if she'll let me come in to visit?
Lizzie, you know it's against regulations.
Yeah, I know. But just till I get on my feet.
Oh, well, we'll see.
B,
That's me.
we was wondering, me and Hayes, that is, and some of the others, what you going to do about Doreen?
What do you mean?
Struth, B, it was her fault we lost the outside work. You're not going to let her get away with it, are you?
You feel so strongly about it, why don't you do something?
You mean you want us to give her a hiding?
I'm me, I don't give a damn what you peck of school kids do. If it hadn't been Doreen that mucked it up, it would have been someone else.
We don't want to do anything without your say-so, B.
Well, OK, go on. Bash Doreen if that's going to make you happy. But remember, next week it'll probably be your turn.
Well, come on, ladies, move out. It's muster in 2 minutes.
I'd like a word with you, B. Won't take a moment, Mrs. Powell.
Right. Well, come on. Do you two need help walking?
There's a new arrival coming in today. Her name is Linda Goldman, one of the girls involved in Mrs. Davidson's kidnapping.
So what?
I want you to make sure there's no trouble. There's no point in the women reacting stupidly.
Well, believe it or not, they're all grown women in here. They don't need a wet nurse. And besides, I've resigned from the job.
Come off it, B. You've got a lot of influence around here.
Yeah, well, the screws are always telling me I don't run this place. You should be glad I've started listening to them. I didn't think it was your job either. Mrs. Parole Officer Morris.
Yes.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, come in. We've got a new prisoner arriving this morning. A Linda Goldman.
Isn't she one of the kidnappers?
That's right, and I'm a bit worried that we're going to have some trouble with Hennessy. Now, you're on reception duty this morning, aren't you?
Yes.
You know the admittance procedures?
Well, basic training covered that.
Oh, good. I hope you attended the psychology classes as well, because I want you to have a bit of a chat with her when she arrives. Now, according to this, she doesn't seem to have any history of violence apart from the current charges against her. Now, I want you to settle her in, see what you can get out of her. Well, normally I'd ask Meg Morris to do this, but I'm not sure that she's going to be in this morning. Besides, it'd give me a chance to see how well you handle the job.
Well, I'd better be on my toes then.
Better get a move on. Pal's on the warpath this morning.
I don't think the world's going to come to an end if the corridors aren't scrubbed today.
You really get your kicks getting into trouble, don't you?
I'm just not prepared to submit to fascist repression, that's all.
Oh, cut the crap, Andrea. You just want to get put into solitary so you don't have to meet that friend of yours that's coming in today.
Linda? Well, why should I avoid her? It'll be very nice to have a friend in here at last.
An ex-friend, you mean? She's not going to be too happy about what happened.
What do you mean?
Well, the way you barricaded yourself in the cell with B and I. You sold your friends out.
That's a lie, and you know it.
Yeah, but it's an official lie. They believe it. Why shouldn't she?
I'll tell her the truth. She'll understand.
Will she? Well, you know her better than I do. See you later.
Oh, Mr. Fletcher, the new prisoner's arrived. They just run through from the gate.
Oh, good. Look, there's a single cell vacant in H block. Put her in there, will you?
Right. Thank you. Right, stand on the white line.
What?
Stand on the white line. You are Linda Joanne Goldman?
Yes.
You are charged with attempted prison breaking with violence, willful damage, kidnapping, 4 counts of assault and 3 counts of attempted murder. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You will be held here on remand until the time of your trial. Go to the counter and empty your pockets.
Well, she doesn't look much like a terrorist to me.
Well, appearances are deceptive, Bryant. You don't look much like an office worker either.
Linda!
Carry on with your work, Hennessy.
Hey, don't worry about a thing, Len. I'll look after you. And we'll show them a thing or two now, eh?
What do you mean, look after me?
No talking, either of you.
How much longer have you gotten here?
Only 9 more days. Said be quiet.
My lawyer said I'd be lucky to get off with 20 years.
Keep moving,
20
Goldman.
years!
She claims she's completely uninterested in Goldman. I always get worried when B gets indifferent. Often means trouble.
Yeah, well, normally I'd agree with you, Meg, but these days she seems more interested in operating that Braille machine. If and when it ever arrives.
Well, are you expecting trouble from Goldman?
Always expect trouble. I had to put her in H block.
Do you think that was wise?
No, it was the only single cell available. But that's not the reason why I asked to see you, Meg.
Oh?
Look, I get really sick and tired of playing the same old record about staff shortages, but really the situation has become critical. Now, the department still hasn't replaced Vera or Terry. Now, Joyce Barry and Jan Perry are complaining about the extra workload. I don't think they're going to stay very much longer.
I see. Does put you in a spot of trouble, doesn't it?
Yes, certainly does. That's why I phoned Mr. Douglas this morning with a very special request.
Well, what about?
I'd like you to come back and work at Wentworth as an officer. Just temporarily. Part-time, if you'd prefer.
Look, I appreciate the situation, Jim, but really, I can't.
We know the problems the prisoners face in here.
Yes, and I know the problems ex-prisoners face out there. I can help them on the outside, Jim. It's my job. It's taken me a long while to gain their confidence. I don't want to desert them now.
Oh, well, it was worth a try.
I'm sorry, Jim.
We'll just have to struggle on as best we can, I suppose. Let's just hope we don't have any more disasters.
Being on remand, you'll find you're entitled to a few more privileges than the convicted women. Now, it's up to you to make sure you don't lose them by causing trouble.
My lawyer thinks I haven't got a chance.
It's not the end of the world, you know. Look on it as...